Everybody, and welcome to another exciting hour of Mid-South Wrestling. I'm Jim Ross, along with Joel Watts. We'll be describing the action here at the Tulsa Fairgrounds Pavilion. A tremendous wrestling lineup for you here this evening. Joel, our television tournament is in full swing, and we have some great pairings here this evening.
We have our quarterfinal bouts. We have Steve Dr. Death Williams against Mr. Unpredictable, Dick Slater. We'll also see Jake the Snake Roberts against Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. We'll see Hacksaw Butch Reed in action against Mike Scott. We'll have Pork Chops Cash and Mad Dog Boy, the Bruise Brothers, going against the Nightmare and Eddie Gilbert in tag team competition. Also, we'll see Humongous in action, Al Perez and Ricky Gibson in tag team competition.
And I want to add, ladies and gentlemen, is that tag team matchup with the Bruise Brothers, the Nightmare and Eddie Gilbert, is for the Mid-South tag team titles. You're going to see it right here on television. Let's don't waste any more time and go to the ring. Here's ring announcer Mike Wilson.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Mid-South Television Title Tournament, quarterfinal round number 11. One fall or television time remaining. Introducing, first of all, from Tampa, Florida, weighing 237 pounds, Dick Slater. Also in his corner, Dark Journey. And from Oklahoma University, weighing 266 pounds, Steve Dr. Death Williams.
The television tournament in full swing. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for being with us on Mid-South Wrestling. The bell has sounded, and we have two supreme athletes in the ring, Joel. Steve Dr. Death Williams, Mr. Unpredictable Dick Slater, and the television tournament, the single elimination tournament, and it's on the line right here.
Dr. Death is still in the tournament. He and Buzz Sawyer both were just continued on after they both were counted out of the ring in last week's match. Dr. Death reverses. He gets a mighty slam on Dick Slater. Listen to this crowd. Dr. Death flexing a bit. I tell you something, Dr. Death has got to watch his confidence in this match because he is up against a veteran. And Dark Journey has become a point of contention that you have to remember at all times. Listen to these people chanting, "Oh, you, oh, you."
The Oklahoma Sooners on their way to the Orange Bowl. This crowd here at the Tulsa Fairgrounds Pavilion in full swing. Dr. Death Steve Williams reversing Mr. Unpredictable Dick Slater.
Doc pulls him up and clamps down on that armbar. Fergie, third man in the ring. Dr. Death has had to be put in a position where he has to wrestle many more single matches after Ted DiBiase's injury. DiBiase back in the Mid-South area. It's great to have him back. And he and Dr. Death, I imagine, will be gearing up for tag team battles in the near future. They are a fantastic tag team combination. Dr. Death getting out of the way of that elbow. Dick Slater does the same. Both men back up and poised. These are a couple of tough, rugged individuals. Dick Slater, man who can knock it right out of your boots with that right hand. Dr. Death, tough as they come.
It certainly is, and I think, Joel, this match as evenly matched as it is, that we could very easily see one mistake determining the outcome in this situation, because both these individuals are in phenomenal condition. But Slater obviously has the edge in experience, and we'll see exactly how much that will benefit him as this match continues.
Dick Slater can put you away with just about anything. He has the experience, the know-how, and the physical ability to really put a wide range of maneuvers on you. Dr. Death, on the other hand, has that Oklahoma stampede, and when he sets you up for it, brother, he puts you down. You're going to stay down because that hold is tough. Russian foot sweep.
Dr. Death powers out with a 2 count, as Joel said. And Slater back to the offensive. Boy, he's got a lot of weapons in his arsenal, Joel. There's the hangman.
Don't know if he had it cinched up tight enough to really hurt Dr. Death with it like he might have. But Dr. Death needs to get some momentum, get some distance on Slater, because if he hits him, oh! Slater cracked him with that elbow. Goes for the Boston Crab. He's going for the Boston Crab, and Doc is too powerful. He has the leverage if he could just swing that leg over. Slater's getting the leverage.
And Slater's putting all he's got in, but Dr. Death has tremendous lower body strength.
Doc's hammering it. Doc broke him off with those hard rights. Rather, they're short and choppy, not much finesse. But they are effective. Slater's not goofy. Headbutt. They are behind Dr. Death. There's one thing about the TV title tournament. It pits a lot of guys that you may not see normally wrestling against each other. The fans have to pick out who their favorite is. I think in this particular instance, Dr. Death is the fan favorite. Elevation. Puts Slater down, lateral press. He gets just a 2 count. Dr. Death going up to the hair. Slater's reeling. Pulls him up. Both men are down. Carl Fergie with the count. This match has no time limit, so I think we're going to see some different psychological tactics than you may be used to. I think it's great that the 15-minute time limit was repealed. I know a lot of fans wrote in and have approved of it and felt that for a title that there shouldn't be a time limit on it.
Well, Joel, I've just been notified that we've got to take a commercial break at this point in time. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with more of Dick Slater and Dr. Death right after this. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, at the Fairgrounds Pavilion on Mid-South Wrestling. Dr. Death C. Williams sustained a great deal of punishment from Dick Slater outside the ring, but he has made his way back. And, Joe, we're seeing that great condition of this Oklahoma Sooner pay off as he's really taking it to Mr. Unpredictable.
Well, Doc was staggered, but he managed to reverse that pile driver, and now it's toe-to-toe. Dick Slater with the elbow. He goes for the arm whip. He gets it. Sleeper hold. He went for the sleeper hold, but Dr. Death slid underneath it. That might have been a tactical error because he fell all the way to his back, and now Slater has him in a bad position. You can really crank that sleeper in if you have a person down and immobilized. If Dr. Death can get to his feet, he has a chance of breaking this hold, but Slater is a master at it. He calls it Goodnight Irene, and we've seen him put many a man out with it.
He is as proficient with the sleeper as he has many other maneuvers. But the sleeper hold, of course, one of the toughest weapons in his repertoire. As you hear this great crowd, will owe you the chant throughout this building. They're pulling for Steve, and yes, Steve is not out of it. That big full neck is saving him from being put out by that sleeper. He's making it back up to a base. He knows he has to do it. The crowd might have helped him in that instance, Jim. I think so, and Dr. Death rising to the occasion, extricating himself from Goodnight Irene. And Dark Journey there with a little verbiage with Dr. Death, and he's right back to the attack. I'm glad to see that. He cannot be distracted by that lady.
Most certainly not, Jim. Hip toss. He's set for the three-point stance. Yes, he connects. Oh, yeah, listen to this crowd. He sets for another three-pointer. He has him set up, Jim. I think he can put the stampede on him.
The momentum is in the favor of Dr. Death C. Williams. As you see Dark Journey there with Dick Slater. Slater's on Dream Street right now.
Hook it up, Steve. Hit him with that stampede. You got it. No, both men down now.
Slater reaching down. Getting all he can do in that last grasp attempt. With a headbutt with Dr. Death. Caught Dr. Death off guard. And the referee, he has a 10 count here. Both men with a 10 count. As we see Dark Journey there at the bottom of your screen.
Slater going for the figure four, but Doc catches him again. Doc is so strong. Lateral press. Dr. Death gets a 2 count. Both men getting up slowly. This has been a grueling battle. Doc sets him up for that high vertical back suplex. It looks like he's going to connect. Yes. He does so. And Slater's rocking. Dr. Death getting up a little bit quicker now. He knows he has to do it. Look at that tremendous physical conditioning. It's the 4th quarter. Doc's pulling it out. Repeated headbutts and a lateral press, but Slater has his foot on the rope.
It's as if Dick Slater was a Nittany Lion from Penn State, and that's Slater taking it to him.
Stampede time. There we go. Yes. He connects it up, but he's holding. No, Slater's too close to the ropes.
Dr. Death had him, but Slater, the veteran, going over to the rope. Doc was a little close there.
Doc needs to hit him again. Doc's trying to set him in a leg hold. Dark Journey at ringside. He was setting him for the Boston Crab, but Dark Journey raked his eyes. She raked his eyes, and look at Doc rolling in pain.
Well, she's got those long cat-like fingernails, and she buried it, looked like to me, buried it in the eyes of Dr. Death.
Dr. Death, who's already had his eyes injured this year, 108 stitches in that left eye. Slater trying to set him for the suplex. Doc blinded, trying to reverse it. Slater takes him into the ropes. He's holding the tights. He grabs him again. He grabs the tights again.
But the referee out of position. There you hear the bell. The winner of the match is Mr. Unpredictable, Dick Slater. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with Hacksaw Butch Reed right after this from the exciting Mid-South Television Network. Hello again, everybody. I'm Jim Ross. Welcome to the segment of Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen, here on WGNO Channel 26. Please join us every Saturday afternoon, 4 o'clock for Mid-South Wrestling. Every Sunday morning at 10 o'clock for Power Pro Wrestling right here on WGNO. Now, ladies and gentlemen, coming up this Monday night in Morgan City at the Municipal Auto Tournament big event, 7:30 in Morgan City. You'll see Dr. Death and Ted DiBiase go against Dick Murdoch and Dick Slater in Morgan City Monday night. Plus, Jake Roberts is going to be there. Pork Chops Cash, Al Perez, Brett Sawyer, the Superstar, Humongous, Hot Stuff, Eddie Gilbert, and much more this Monday night, 7:30 in Morgan City. Now, Monday, January 13th in New Orleans, Lakefront Arena, 8 big matches. And highlighted by a North American title match, we have a new North American champion. I'll tell you about that later in the hour. Plus, you'll see Dr. Death against Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. And listen to this, Tate Fist. They'll get it on. Dick Murdoch versus Ted DiBiase. Ted DiBiase is ready. Here are his comments.
Is that we tape our fists. And you've been in wrestling a long time, you know what a fist taped good and hard will do. That tape will bust the skin open. It'll bust it wide open. And if you keep pounding on a guy's head long enough, Dick Murdoch, it'll bust it open just about the way that ring post busted my head open, Murdoch. I was covered from head to toe. I lost so much blood that I got weak at the knees. I got so weak I wasn't sure where I was. And the next thing I remembered was waking up in a hospital with my neck in a brace. Dick Murdoch, the old saying is, what goes around comes around. Ted DiBiase is back in Mid-South, and I'm back to stay. And you, my friend, are going to pay some serious dues.
Well, Ted DiBiase certainly has a reason for that animosity, but he's going to be going against one of the toughest men in professional wrestling. Murdoch is a brawler, and the Rowdy Texan had this to say.
You know, Teddy, when we met face-to-face, I went out and I didn't have to use any foreign objects. I didn't have to load a glove with something and knock an individual out or an opponent out. I managed to go up to meet you face-to-face. But let's get one thing straight, DiBiase. We're going to tape them up, Daddy. We're going to go at it like 2 pit bulldogs. And if you'll load your gloves, go ahead. Because, Teddy, let me show you something. Getting these teeth knocked out or getting scars or stitches put in his face, it ain't going to bother me because I'm not just another pretty face from off the street, Ted DiBiase. I am the man that you fear. And when I knock you silly, I'm going to pick you up in or outside the ring on that concrete floor, DiBiase, and I'm going to drop you on the head again. And this time, you might be out for good.
It will be physical on Monday, January the 13th. Plus, you're going to see Terry Taylor go against Humongous. In a handicap bout, the Bruise Brothers will go against Gustavo Mendoza, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and Sir Oliver Humperdinck. He will be wrestling 3 men against 2, the Bruise Brothers against 3 men. Plus, you're going to see, ladies and gentlemen, Jake Roberts go for the North American heavyweight title against the new North American heavyweight champion, Dick Slater. I'll have more in the hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next Mid-South match, a scheduled 1 fall or 10-minute time limit. Introducing from Alaska, weighing 289 pounds, Mike Scott. And weighing in at 260 pounds from Kansas City, Hacksaw Butch Reed.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back in Mid-South Wrestling. Jim Ross and Joel Watts with you in the Tulsa Fairgrounds Pavilion. Thank you very much for being with us. And we have the North American heavyweight champion, the incomparable Hacksaw Butch Reed, going against a behemoth of a man from the state of Alaska, Mike Scott.
Slater wearing that neck brace, Reed rather wearing that neck brace after what Dick Slater did to him. Says his neck is still hurting him a little bit, but Reed knows how to go with pain. This is bound to be a physical encounter. Scott, take it straight down. I think he caught his feet in the canvas.
There's almost 300 pounds that Reed just manhandles. You talk about bad to the bone, and this crowd loves this man.
Reed off the ropes with that slingshot. He caught Scott. Scott is down.
Or the referee could have counted to 10 or 20 if he would have liked, but a 3 count is good enough, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the match, Hacksaw Butch Reed, and we'll be back with a Mid-South Tag Team Championship matchup right after this from the network.
Introducing for the Mid-South Tag Team titles, first of all, the champions in a 1 fall TV time remaining, weighing 280 pounds, the Nightmare. And weighing 225 pounds, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Bruise Brothers.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at Mid-South Wrestling. There are the Bruise Brothers. Mad Dog Boyd to your right, Pork Chops Cash just off the camera. There he is on your left. They will be the challengers for the Mid-South Tag Team Championship that you will be witnessing momentarily here on Mid-South Wrestling. Sir Oliver Humperdinck's duo of Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and the Nightmare, the champions.
Gilbert and the Nightmare are a tough duo. And the Bruise Brothers are bad to the bone. This is going to be a great main event.
Well, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, after what we saw last week, I was right in the ring with him. He got framed. I think we can say that Eddie Gilbert last week was framed in more ways than one.
Gilbert going to the ropes.
He certainly doesn't want anyone to mess up his beautiful face, Joel. The Pork Chops and Mad Dog maybe do a little cosmetic surgery on Hot Stuff's facial features before this one's all over with.
They know how to duke it. When Mad Dog Boyd hits you with that splash, brother, it's all over. Gilbert takes chops into the corner, hits you with some rights, high elevation. Catch, body slam. Another one. Gilbert went to the wrong corner that time. Mad Dog Boyd caught him. Listen to this crowd.
Well, it's about 300 pounds of so-called steel and sexy feel. I've heard him describe himself that way. We'll buy that for the time being. It's Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert coming back into the squared circle and tagging the Nightmare. Now, the pace will change here. Strategies will change, obviously.
I think that's one thing that makes Gilbert and the Nightmare a good team, is because they have that change of pace. They can bring the big man in when they need to. Cash catching it with right crosses.
Whoa, he tried to body slam him. Pork chops Cash. The Nightmare blocked that one.
Cash with a nice reversal.
Yeah. Oh, that's almost 300 pounds. The pork chop picked him right up. The crowd here in Tulsa loves it. Sir Oliver Humperdinck at ringside is not extremely happy at this point in time. And the Nightmare tagging back in Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. And we have yet to see an official appearance, Joel, by the Mad Dog, the large 300-pounder, as we see his... Well, there he comes.
Mad Dog Boyd into the ring, and I'll tell you, his size will fool you, because he can really motor in that ring. He can get up and go. When he's on his feet, he's practically unstoppable. Now, he's one of those people that can back alley brawl with the best of them. He stops Gilbert from a body slam. Gilbert went for the wrong hold that time.
Well, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert is not having a very fruitful evening at this point in time. Nothing has worked. And the look on his face is not a look of arrogance, but one of frustration.
Well, the Bruise Brothers are a tough team to scout.
Well, not only will they hurt your body, they'll hurt your feelings, as Eddie Gilbert has found out thus far.
Cash with a couple of hard rights. Gilbert.
That was blatant break of the eyes.
That's Gilbert with left jabs. He's staggering Cash. Cash still on his feet, though. Cash needs to connect back. I'm sure those cobwebs are starting to... Whoa!
Oh, that right hand was solid. And now the jabs. It looks like Muhammad Ali out there jabbing. Pork chops Cash taking it to the Nightmare. Now back to his legal adversary.
Coming up next, we have another Mid-South television title bout. Jake the Snake Roberts against Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. Stay with us. This is going to be a great main event. A Nightmare pulling Bruise Brother Pork Chops Cash by the tights.
Hurt his back right there too, Joel. He came down hard off that rope.
Gilbert with a nice tactical move. He makes the attack real quick. Well, they can build that momentum. Clothesline.
Now the opportunist, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. I think we can expect to see him kick into another gear here. He's got the advantage. Oh, big collision there in the center of the ring. Both men down. Now, once again, the official, Carl Fergie, has a 10 count, which is utilized in the Mid-South area. 10 count for both these athletes. One or the other to regain their feet there. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, but there's the tag.
Oh, and here comes Dog with those shoulder smashes. He is lethal with those. Once he gets going, he gets the momentum. Look at how quick he is. He has them both staggered.
There's a left hand to the ear, looked like, right inside the jaw.
They set him up and fire together.
The Mid-South tag can't miss this. It's split. There's a big splash right there.
Humperdinck on the ring apron. He just about had it,
But the referee's calling for the bell. The referee's calling for the bell. Interference. There was interference, I think, in that match. If not the champion, a last grasp effort.
Dog once again.
Well, the Mid-South champions have been disqualified and will be back with Jake the Snake versus the Mad Dog right after this. Don't forget now, ladies and gentlemen, this Monday night in Morgan City at 7:30 at the Municipal Auditorium, that big tag team explosion. Ted DiBiase and Dr. Death will go against Dick Slater and Dick Murdoch on this all-star card Monday night, 7:30 in Morgan City. Now, ladies and gentlemen, on Monday night, January the 13th, 7:30, UNO Lakefront Arena, Jake Roberts will challenge Dick Slater, the new North American champion, Dick Slater. He won the title on New Year's Day in Tulsa, Oklahoma. At this time, let's hear these comments from the man with a DDT.
You see, a guy like me, a guy with my background, a guy with my lifestyle, a guy with my habits, doesn't get a lot of shots at the National Heavyweight Championship. Now, Dick Slater, everybody knows how tough you are. Everybody knows what kind of man you are. And Journey, she does look fine. I'll let you know that right now. But see, she has nothing to do with this. You are the champion for a short time. You see, because when you step in that ring with the Snake, oh man, nobody's going to take me out. There's a long list of fools that thought they were going to take me out. Slater, I'm coming at you. For the gold, my man, for the gold.
Yeah, and now these comments from the new North American heavyweight champion.
Baby, look at this. Look at this. You know, that looks just about as good as you do. And almost better. Now, let me tell you something right now. I told the people in the Mid-South area when I got here I was going to accomplish something, and now I have accomplished it all. This is the prime title holder of all time. Now, a lot of good men have held this title, but a lot of good men have not put my back down on the mat for it for the 1, 2, 3. And now, Jake the Snake Roberts, the DDT I have to confront to keep this title around my waist. Well, you're not going to DDT me, Jake Roberts, and you're not going to DDT Journey, and you're not going to take this from around my baby's waist because she's going to wait a long, long time.
And the big creature humongous will go against this man, sensational Terry Taylor.
I'd like to say hello to all my friends in the Mid-South area. And yes, I'm back, and I'm back to stay. This is now my home, and I'll tell you, when I come back, I guess I picked about the toughest guy in the world to come back against. Humongous, a man who's carved a wake through Mid-South, leaving bodies all over the place because the guy is awesome. Anybody that steps over the top rope and I tell you, he's just taking people apart. The people have seen it. Well, I know if I'm going to redeem myself in the Mid-South and come back in here to do what I want to do, that's regain my place back as a North American champion, I have to start and take care of all competitors at all levels. And Humongous, you represent the ultimate because you are the toughest man around. Everybody's seen what you've done, and I've seen it too. Well, I feel that Terry Taylor is ready. I've never been motivated more than I am now, and I'm ready, and I'm going 110% straight ahead. I have a goal, and you just happen to be standing in the way. That's too bad for you because I'm on my way up.
Sawyer! And introducing from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing 251 pounds, Jake the Snake Roberts.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are back at Mid-South Wrestling, the television tournament in full swing here as we have Jake the Snake Roberts going against Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. Jake the Snake thus far has defeated Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and Ricky Gibson. Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer has defeated Nick Patrick. And against Dr. S.C. Williams, both men were counted out of the ring, so Sawyer's name was put back into the hat. And here's the drawing. Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer and Jake the Snake Roberts in round number 12 of our television tournament. Remember, one fall or television time remaining.
Sawyer hammers the ring post, the turnbuckle rather. He went for a right. Jake the Snake got out of the way. Jake the Snake is a crowd favorite, but I think he can match tactic for tactic with Sawyer if he needs to. Sawyer in there hanging on to the ropes. Referee trying to break that. Oh, Sawyer went out. Listen to this crowd. Buzz Sawyer.
Well, this is the kind of action you get in the Mid-South area. The greatest wrestling fans in the world. We've got them right here.
Sawyer pulling that hair. Sawyer goes up and over. Jake the Snake with a hip toss.
And I'll tell you one thing. We all know what this crowd wants. A lot of them are wearing it on on their shirts. We got people at ringside with DDT T-shirts. We've seen signs with DDT. That's what they'd like to see on Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer.
Just a minute ago, Buzz Sawyer really hit that ring post hard. Let me see a great shot of the crowd. If we can, I'd like to look at that once again in slow motion where Buzz Sawyer ran into that turnbuckle hard against that ring post. Sawyer with the arm whip in, and Jake the Snake with the hard shoulder smash. Drop toe hold. Just been informed that we can take a look at that slow motion replay now. Buzz Sawyer, as he went to the ring post, look at him. He's coming in after Jake the Snake, but man, did he hammer that ring post area. He really connected. Back to the match.
Well, Jake is taking over on that injured shoulder. Very good tactical maneuver by the Snake. And he's not going to let an opportunity, Joe, like that pass him by. No doubt about that one.
Oh, certainly. He's still attacking that arm area. People really get behind Jake the Snake Roberts. Buzz Sawyer using the hair. See the face of Sawyer. He's in a lot of pain.
Jake the Snake using that 6'6" frame, the leverage. Great shot of those two men looking eye to eye.
And once again, Sawyer using the hair.
Sawyer throws that clubbing forearm into the chest of Jake the Snake Roberts, and he is burying it. The Mad Dog goes to the elbow, and Jake the Snake out of the way, back to the armbar. Sound strategy being exercised, much to the delight of this tremendous crowd in the Tulsa Fairgrounds Pavilion, and we certainly hope you're enjoying it. There's a great shot of some fantastic fans. We've got them all over the Mid-South area. Coming up, ladies and gentlemen, for Oliver Humperdinck's Humongous, if we have time, we'll try to take a look at Humongous in this hour of Mid-South Wrestling.
Once again, there's about one fall or TV time remaining. Jake the Snake coming up hard off the ropes, and again, Sawyer using the hair to take Jake the Snake outside the ring.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the same basic tactic that Sawyer exercised last week against Dr. Death in that television tournament match. And referee Tommy Gilbert's got all he can do to keep Sawyer in the ring. Jake the Snake Roberts now is in deep trouble because the Mad Dog is relentless. He will stay on the attack, stay on the offensive as long as he physically can.
Referee Tommy Gilbert forces the break of the hold there. Sawyer up and over that top rope. Blatant rule infractions here, but that's the way Sawyer operates. High vertical back suplex. Jake the Snake's in trouble. 2 count.
Jake the Snake had to really reach down and come up with enough strength to kick out of that pinning predicament that Sawyer had him in. Remember now, one fall or television time remaining. This is a quarterfinal confrontation in the Mid-South Television Tournament match.
Sawyer looks to be doing something there. The fans can sense it. Jake the Snake looks to be writhing in pain. Sawyer's using the ropes there. Tommy Gilbert counted him off. Buzz Sawyer back in. Whoa, he went to the right. Jake the Snake got him. Come on, Jake. Jake, the thing about him, though, he just needs a little bit of momentum. Sometimes he doesn't need any at all to hook that thing up and connect with it.
And I'll tell you, I don't care how tough Sawyer is. If he hits the DDT, he's going to stay down. That's my opinion, Joel. I've never seen anybody get up yet from the DDT.
The DDT will one of the most punishing holds in all of wrestling. We have time later on in the hour. We'll have a segment about some of the punishing holds in pro wrestling. Just listen to the crowd really get behind. You have people holding up signs, DDT. The fans really love that hold, but a lot of wrestling experts are criticizing it, saying that that maybe it should be banned. That maybe it is just a little bit too dangerous. Now here's a move that I've seen Jake use before. Boy, is that painful. The head going right to the jaw of Sire. You can tell he's in a lot of pain, but what a great way to break out of it. Jake the Snake is so unorthodox. He can catch you at any time. Right to the left, he's hammering Sire. Yes! Hook it up, Jake. Knee lift. They want it. They want the knee. They're going to get it. He takes him in. No, Sire breaks him to the ropes. Sire's a powerful, stocky individual. He's tough to move. Toe-to-toe now. What a battle. Again, he set point. Sire dumps him over that top rope.
The referee calls for the bell. That's an automatic disqualification. What's going to happen there? That's going to eliminate Jake the Snake. That's going to eliminate Buzz Sawyer. The winner of the match, Jake the Snake Roberts, and he moves on in the television tournament. And we'll be back with Humongous against Perry Jackson right after this.
Introducing our first standby bout for Mid-South Sports, a one-fall or television time remaining. Introducing from Texarkana, Arkansas, weighing 250 pounds, Perry Jackson. And introducing, weighing 320 pounds, Humongous.
Sir Oliver Humperdinck in the ring with Humongous here on Mid-South Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for staying with us. As Humongous prepares to do battle against young Perry Jackson. And there you see Humongous. Perry Jackson, without a doubt, this is the toughest match of his career. The young man from Texarkana, Arkansas.
He's a rookie, but he has a lot of potential. And Humongous is a tough nut to crack.
He's an awesome athlete at 320 pounds, about 6'6", 6 feet 7 inches tall, and is just tremendous strength.
Perry Jackson here needs to get something going against Humongous. You need some kind of strategy to go against him. You really, blows to the face are ineffective there. He sets up the Shinanamaki.
Well, Humongous has put many a man away with a Shinanamaki, and the referee has called for the bell, ladies and gentlemen. Earl Fergie is exhorting Sir Oliver Humperdinck to come and remove Humongous and Perry Jackson. What she does, there's the winner, and we'll be back with tag team action on Mid-South Wrestling right after this on the network. Thanks for staying with us, everybody, on Monday night, January 13th. You know, Lakefront Arena right here in New Orleans, a tremendous Mid-South event starting at 7:30. Ted DiBiase against Dick Murdoch, take fifth. You'll see Jake Roberts challenge Dick Slater for the North American Heavyweight Championship. Dr. Destiny Williams collides with Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. It's Terry Taylor against Humongous, Ricky Gibson against the Masked Superstar, and the Bruise Brothers will go against three men: Sir Oliver Humperdinck, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, and the Cuban Assassin. Plus, ladies and gentlemen, you see Al Perez and Brett Sawyer in tag action and much more. At this time, let's hear some comments from the #1 masked man in all of professional
all over
wrestling.
the world, and I come to Mid-South Wrestling, and they give me a rock and roll star to wrestle. A Gibson, famed from the Gibson family. Rock and roll, guitars, loud bands, and everything. This is professional wrestling, Mr. Gibson. When you step in the ring, you leave the cymbals, the drums, the guitars, and the saxophones outside on the floor. You better come to the arena with your mind straight. Don't have that Walkman blasting in your ear, because I want you to hear the 1, 2, 3 count. I want you to know at the end of the match that you're now a professional wrestler, that you're now not a rock and roll star, and you can call your brother. Maybe he can play you a tune.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear these very interesting comments.
You want a good laugh?
3 against 2, that's a good laugh. Yeah, Humperdinck is going to put on the wrestling tights and step into the squared circle with the Bruise Brothers. But I'm not coming unarmed, Eddie-O. No, I'm going to come prepared because I'm bringing Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and my good friend Gustavo Mendoza with me. He is, as you know, the Cuban assassin, and we're going to kick some tail when we get a hold of those Bruise Brothers, Daddy-O, ain't that right?
That's right, sir. You know, I got to hand it to you how you fooled everybody in Mid-South and how you fooled the Bruise Brothers, because not everybody knows, like I do, that we could very well go there by ourselves and beat the Bruise Brothers, because a lot of people don't realize one thing. This man is the greatest wrestler ever to come out of the state of Minnesota. He's better than Steve Williams ever thought about being from Oklahoma, and we will beat the Bruise Brothers without a doubt.
I know we will.
And now this from the Bruise Brothers.
Oh, yeah, Chop, you know, I looked at that sheet, man, and we got 3 men to go get. 3 men, you know that? 3. 1, 2, 3. Well, let me tell you one thing, Humperdinck, baby. Everybody been trying to get hold of you. If I get you in that ring, baby, and fall back on them ropes and drop that 285 pounds on you, your toes gonna jump clean out of them boots you got on, baby. Because don't nobody mess with the Blues Brothers. We're live and in color, 585 pounds of steel and sex appeal. And, baby, we ain't backing back now a bit. This 1985, ain't that right, Chop? Tell them about it. Up on the mountain, shine like gold. Brother, we gonna blood it. Somebody know. I know that. Because I say, ooh, I feel good. Don't mess with the tooth. I'm saying, oh, yeah. Wait, somebody stop. I know that's right.
Introducing Mid-South's second standby bout. A 1 fall or TV time remaining. From Nashville, weighing 245 pounds, Ricky Starr. Also in his corner, weighing 265 pounds, from Michigan, Rob Rickensteiner. And their opponents, first of all, from Tampa, Florida, weighing 237 pounds, Al Perez. And from Pensacola, weighing 224 pounds, Ricky Gibson.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, our second standby match here on Mid-South Wrestling. It'll be a tag team encounter. It's Al Perez and Ricky Gibson. There's the bell. Go against Ricky Starr and Rob Ricksteiner. And it is Ricksteiner and Perez, 2 men with tremendous amateur backgrounds, great futures in this profession, locking it up here on Mid-South Wrestling.
Ricksteiner clinging tenaciously to that headlock. Perez fires him off. Oh, Ricksteiner with a hard shoulder smash, but Perez, using that speed and agility, he catches Ricksteiner. A hip toss. Last week we saw Al Perez against Nature Boy Ric Flair. Perez put up quite a fight, but after sustaining a really hard fall, Nature Boy Ric Flair caught him in that figure 4. Ricky Gibson in now against Rob Ricksteiner. Ricksteiner, one-handed body slam, beautiful.
Ricky Gibson, former junior heavyweight champion of the world, showing his wrestling expertise, says he is offsetting that tremendous size and I would assume strength advantage that Ricksteiner possesses.
Ricksteiner's a tough customer, no doubt about it. Ricky Gibson ended up catching Ricksteiner with a headbutt to the midsection. Ricksteiner, I think, just trying to get out of the way of danger in that place. Gibson catches him a body slam and a hard drop kick. Ricksteiner with the edge in the professional wrestling experience. I think that helped him out right then against Ricksteiner. Perez coming off those ropes. Nice move.
Al Perez and Ricky Gibson operating very well together.
Oh, high elevation.
Real high elevation for the young man from Nashville, Tennessee. Double drop kick. Double drop kick, ladies and gentlemen, and they are really putting this young man from Tennessee on Dream Street. Another high elevation. Gibson and Perez working as smooth as silk here on Mid-South Wrestling.
Oh, he sets up for his hold. He sets it up, and he gets it. 1, 2, and 3, yes. The reverse step over toe hold. It's a painful hold.
gentlemen, that's a great victory. Joel, I know you've got a very special VTR for everybody.
I got a lot of great response from the first segment that I did on some of the punishment in professional wrestling. We'll have another one for you. Let's take a look at it right now. Several years ago, the clothesline was made illegal in the NFL. However, it is still alive and well as a legal maneuver in wrestling. Watch as Humongous levels Jimmy Backlund.
Decapitated.
Much the same here with Perry Jackson. Dr. Death was a lineman in college and pro football, and many things he does in the ring are carryovers from those days. The only difference is that in wrestling, there are no pads. This impact would have annihilated an ordinary man. Wahoo McDaniel came to Tulsa for WrestleFest, where he took on the Nightmare. Eddie Gilbert became involved by bringing a walking stick into the ring. I'm sure he regretted that move after Wahoo retaliated. Hacksaw Duggan's Lumber Company was brought into action in this segment from Mid-South. The fact that the board did not break cleanly indicates that that was a solid 2x4 that was not tampered with. Hacksaw Duggan is not a man you want to cross, as we all know, and you certainly don't want to be in the way when he has a chair. You don't have to turn up your TV set to hear the chair crack against the brute's head. And finally, we'll look at one of the most punishing series of events in the history of wrestling. You can hear the impact of fist to jaw with this right cross from Murdoch. DiBiase suffered arterial damage after being thrown into the ring post. And this brainbuster put Ted's head in direct contact with the concrete, as you can see in slow motion.
We're extremely happy that Ted DiBiase is back in the area. We'll see him next week on television, and we'll tell you more about what you will see next week here on Mid-South Wrestling in just a few moments. But right now, let's look at one of our new features that we'll be bringing to you each week here on Mid-South Wrestling. That's a look at some of the action in slow motion. Let's look at that reverse step-over toe hold that Ricky Gibson used to put away Ricky Starr, Joel. Great maneuver by this athlete.
Brother, it is painful. Once he gets that thing locked in, there's just about no way to pull your shoulders out. See Tommy Gilbert calling for the bell, and Al Perez has to help his partner break this hold. I've seen a lot of times they can be tangled up in that thing for quite some time.
All right, ladies, it sure is. And ladies and gentlemen, now next week we'll have the semifinal round. Some very crucial bouts in the television tournament next week here in Mid-South Wrestling. Plus, you will see Ted DiBiase. You will see Dick Murdoch here, ladies and gentlemen. And the incomparable Terry Taylor returns to the Mid-South. We'll have him next week here on television.